Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Thanks for being a part of the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Stuff set up here. I did a lot of extra work last night. See what I mean? All this was a complete wooded area. So we are going to go in here. Grass. Get this kind of saved. Pause. To show you this planter and what it can do, what it does. Bunching up and gathering up already on these hills. Sure, we're going to have time ahead of us here. Lots of planting and reworking here. Because it loves the gap. Let's see what it does. You know, I'm gonna set my cruise and not go too fast with this. And let's see if it makes a difference. Far I can see it still has what I deem to be some strange spots to pick to skip. I just don't get where and how it decides doesn't want to stay glued to the ground. Alright, I wondered about how far I could go in there. That's fine. Not worried at all about that. We'll work that out as we go. Just know we're going to end up with so much gapping. Very framey here. And end up clipping the front of him. That's all right. See, a lot of areas just end up getting missed. What we'll do is go ahead and catch this. Just makes me wonder. Did I bring my JD over? My smaller JD and just let it do it? Hey Samsung, how you doing, buddy? Just getting started here. Cleared a bunch of ground. And testing this planter out on grass. Stick with this planter. I'm telling you, man, it gaps. Keeps gapping. even on some really flat ground, but this ground is obviously a challenge for it. And oh man, it's kind of... This thing could be making more of a mess than it's helping. Take a look at the overhead here and see what it's actually doing. Yeah, literally. Bring this JD over. We're going to let him plant. It's grass seed. That gap in business is really troubling. All right, man. Old 8300 drill that I'm pulling. The thing is just a bulletproof old drill, man. Think I can fit down through here. This is the worst part about the drill. It's so wide, it won't fit through the roads, but it's narrow enough that you get it in the field and it feels like it takes forever. Okay. I can see where that thing's gapping like crazy. Probably a gap and a gap. I want to try something here. Let's test this. I want to see if I can mount this 3-point system that I stuck on the front of here. It's an adapter. And can I power it? It turned on. Ah, turn. And away we go. Far so good. Not pulling it none too easy, I'll tell you that. It's really hilly here. I'm going to treat that as just rough ends for the end rows. I think we'll kind of start doing them this way. I'm just not sure I got enough traction to pull this thing. I think I'm getting the rear wheels off the ground because I don't have enough rear weight, see? But while this would work, it's got to have to be pretty flat ground. Just because I gapped so bad there. That thing must be heavy. Okay, what are you doing? Hoping to keep that stood up. That's just too much for this guy. With that front sensor. I think without the front sensor, I could do it just fine. Blouse in, and she is big enough to definitely do it. No reason to. This thing's already narrow enough to spend more time screwing around with it. Yeah, I can see it covering these little patches already. Like that little hook right there. Sure. Can live with that. Let's give it 2 pass. With this, 3 passes is about right. Now do your generation. There you go. Gonna want to do those headlands first, so it's not the end of the world because it's so they're kind of messed up. I can't guarantee that there's oh, it's gonna start where it was. All right. I can't guarantee that the thing is spot on because of all those gaps. You can see a gap right here. And this tree might clear itself on a reboot. I don't know. Let's let it scan. Let's let it do its business and not fret over its performance. How's our fuel there? It's fine. Driving that course. Got our livestock situation. Good, looking good. Good. And 31,000 gallons, not bad. Set this course up last night. Gonna go feed the cattle. Out in grass. It looking good. Bring him. This guy is probably going to become one of my favorite tractors. It's a nice mid-sized machine, but the thing is very capable. I was considering coming in here. Got that little barn there. That machine shed is huge. Have a bit of a center for like service equipment and offloading of. Sorry, I'm thinking a couple. Fast I was going to get into a bit. Drop this dude in here. I think they will. Sometimes I like doing it this way, where you just put it in because I like to leave as much of the natural as I can. You know. Might clear on the next. In order to make that useful, we're going to have to level the ground. Drive in. So that's... That guy's hauling in a lot of good money. Excellent. Hey, it took a heck of a lot more than I thought it was going to. Or we're probably missing now. I wanted to look at something. I want to see volumes are in comparison to the game. I have a feeling they're too quiet, so we're going to push the... Um... This thing just completely clubbed that tractor. Stuck on that. Don't hit me. God, I left the thing. Give me a we don't own this ground thing. Oh. Kind of wanted to just see if I could get some of this cleared out. Tree in there, I didn't see it. Right through that. Kind of bug around here and see if give ourselves a little bit more visibility when we go in to work on this ground. Kind of wondering how far in this actually took me. We have to about right there. I'm going to create a muddy mess is what I'm going to do. That's outside the zone of what we own. It seldomly pays off doing this. Like, I end up getting stuck all the time now. Slide past that tree. Okay. Truck haulers. Like cleaning this out so I can see a little better when I come in here with that dozer. Tape here for as far as ground cover, but God, it does take me all the way up to that other field. nice. I like getting the brush out of here a lot. Yep. Look at that. This is kind of a waste pass because I know I'm gonna end up that little trashy tree. And those little trees are a pain in the butt. I just think it's hard not to love this blade, man. Again, totally not necessary, but sometimes it helps me figure out where exactly some of these parts are. I am going to much better this looks. I mean, regardless. Now I come in here, I can cut these trees out and feel a lot more comfortable with what I'm doing. Gotta tell you, I'm wondering. I thought we had this. Pushing. All be mine, right? I think this whole thing is. I mean, this is a much bigger field than I thought. Now, how in the world am I going to get that? Harvest this grass. We could technically drive through right where I'm going and just cut a couple trees out. Let's just cut this path in so I know where to go. Need to remove a few trees and we kind of got this. I should be able to drive right through this then. Yep, chuck this tree out. Right back in there with the harvester, and we got a ton. Actually, a lot of grass to cut back there. All right, well, there's our property line. At least we can kind of see where it is now. Like it was square. Where our line stops. I always do this. I mean, you know, in real life, I do this. Like, let's clear out some of this trash because you can't see what you're doing. Get in there to start working. Had the blade too high. I find some of these trees are just pains in the ass that won't they're not going to come out. I don't know. Ackley is in traffic. I think my semi's over there, so I could load up the dozer and get it over here. That is some mature grass. That should really harvest well. Yeah, I was plowing with that, right? Just the edge of my... Hey, no problem, buddy. Out here cleaning up the edges so I know what to expect from my machines once I get them out here to start cutting these trees down. Right at my property line. Yeah, we're getting wild and crazy here. Right now, I'm honestly lost as to where I'm at. Would be nice in a front blade would be nice attached to a skid steer. Because I keep getting I get into stuff that's really tight like this. Cab of the tractor gets stuck. Probably can't. Well done. I've made my presence known in that woods. Actually wanted to test something. That dude right there. I don't think I can hook to it. Nah, I can't. That's for I think a wheel loader. Guy hauling. It is big money every single time he gets through. I've still got a boatload in here. Man, I don't know if I can. Yes, giant software. That's right. Move that a little bit. No problem. Different over here. Yeah, they do make a mobile version of this game, and people tell me it's extremely good. I don't think there's anything else I needed over there. Awesome. Yeah, see what you think, man. I needed to get that giant cutter over there too. One thing at a time here. That dude is not going to fit on this trailer. I also got to consider there's not a lot of places to park this over there, so I might end up. Oh. Yeah, I didn't remember what it was. If it was 18 or I think on a console there's a newer there's an up more up to date version, so to speak, a newer release, but there comes that truck. Thing is just so long. You know, I think I'm going to haul this thing up there and unload it. Because I have a huge amount of product in the material in this thing. Where do I want to put it? Do I want to cash it out? That guy's making a ton of money and producing me diesel. I'm thinking I'm going to run all the way up here and unload up here. All right, he's ready to go again. I don't know what it'll do on this trailer if... Can it unload over here? I don't think I can get it any more direct than that. Ah. Hey, what? I'm going to go ahead and get him on the road again. That big John Deere still up here. I'm going to hook it to that trailer. Start an unload process. 100,000. I think every load he brings is like 100,000. God, I got stuff all over the place here. Oh, sorry, Ford truck. No wonder it gets framey up here. I'm wondering if those Dimco tanks cause a problem. Well, you got to do what you got to do, you know? We're just going to have a huge amount of material here. Let's let that cook. I'm down to a totally new place. Go back here. Yeah, looks like we got just a little bit of finishing work to. Wonder why it didn't do the end rounds. Kind of scares me because I know how bad that thing did on its first run around here. Whole row here. Yeah, it gets to be a little bit of a weird issue there with last round. I feel like I need to take one round about this thing to see. There's a patch right there. Multiple patches right here. Go up and swing around and hit them. Like that's one on the outside right there too. I mean, some of this could be graphically in the, but that planter has bitten me multiple times on gapping, and I kind of like if since this is grass, you know. Gap here. You know, let's see. Yeah, let's let it do it. Let's let it do a few of these end rounds. What does this look like? There's all my work there. That's great. It'll probably pick these out. I don't know what it'll do here, but fruit types of probably grass is not active. There we go.
Thank you so much for the follow. It means a lot. And welcome to Gordoville. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to update that population sign.
Appreciate it. It looks like Sui 94.6. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Hope you're having a good day. We're just trying to fix up some of these gaps here. Planting. Let him make a couple rounds, no big deal. Happening. This has all been seeded out. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Need to unfold this. We're not driving over with it wide open. Guys deserve a cleaning. You know, it's funny, I never bought this field, but I shortcut this thing constantly. I wanted to get this over here. I know I cannot get to that other field. It's cut off. So we're gonna have to wait. At least get him in position to where he can be blocked by all my other equipment. Okay. That's just the way it goes. Dismount on that. Are we done? Like linear pitch is turned on. It's not, but I need to look at the active loop and see what's going on, but there's something in here. Could be those wood pallets. I got a lot of crap up here, all bunched together. I'll be lucky if I don't lose that dozer back there. But I gave this enough to where I'm going to have more than enough silage. I got the hammer down, boys. Yeah, I'm not so sure that firewood. I want to get rid of that truck and get rid of that firewood too. Well, I won't be able to get rid of it, but get it off of that bed of that truck. That truck is a little janky. So far, this heavy hauler has just been awesome. All right, in we go. This will be a little cleaner to get into. God, these little trees actually cut. Not looking good. Ah, these stupid little trees. I think I can't hide them. I can't do anything with them. I don't know what the deal is. They act like they're ornamentals and not harvestable, you know? For crap going on. I think that's cool. You know, when you're out here working and you see a truck doing its own thing. Oh, that's weird. Hey, Zick, what's up, buddy? How'd your adventures in APB work out yesterday? Good. That tree does not look like it's going to be favorable either. Did you play the event? Were you in there? Okay. There's like two events going on, isn't there? Like, there's two kinds with the eggs and then the launcher thing. Oh, the launcher doesn't give you anything? Does it give you like Joker tickets or something? Because that one's frustrating as heck. I mean, not that the other one's not, but These are being an absolute asshole. Yeah, right, exactly. I think that the attraction to the egg one is more of the feel of an open district, you know? It's like everybody there you can shoot. Yeah, no kidding. Even if they're not cheating, they're still doing like teaming and all kinds of crap. I did, yes, and $10, and I got it on my list to get. I don't know. I might be able to get it this weekend. The game looks really good. Like visually, I think it really looks appealing. Yeah, on Steam, I saw it for $10. I was looking at like Instant Gaming, and it was on sale for not a lot less, but a bit less. And I was hoping I could get it there, but it was out of stock. Oh, you think you might have a key for it? Ooh, that'd get me started. Huh. Yeah, I don't want to take your keys though, buddy. I mean, you use those for streaming and promotion and... Oh, okay, all right. Okay, cool. Like to get you into the game and playing. Huh. So just go outside of Steam to their main page. Why did I think this tree was going to be a butthole too? Oop, I actually did hit it. The hit marker on here somewhere. Oh, you little bastard tree. I don't know if I gave myself enough room to get through here. The map builder has absolutely got to stop using some of these trees. What he's doing to some of them. It's been fun. I mean, I play the game a lot, so you know, it's a bit different. But it's weird, man. This game has my viewership has been really weird, and I don't know if it's when I stream. I need to look. But there are times when I'll have like 15, 20, 30 people, and then there's other days where it's like nothing. Weird. And it might have something to do with, I don't know if it has something to do with what I do in game, because sometimes it seems like I do more tree cutting than I do anything else. Jesus. Right now, I'm only doing this stuff on Twitch, too. I was, but then I found out that my affiliate thing won't allow me to stream in multi-platforms unless that's changed. I don't know. Which is kind of stupid because the Twitch affiliate is, you know, it's like, come on. I'm gonna see if I can drive through here now. This thing is doing to my ground. I don't understand. It looks like it's removing the plowing. I don't know. Curious to see an overhead of this and what exactly this has done. What was the update in APB? I don't even know. I didn't even know. There was a maintenance, but is there information on it somewhere? Looking through the forum. Sphere? Hell, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. Interesting. I'll have to check it out. Is there like a summary of it or? I just went to the forum to see. Search it up or something. Back there. From what it sounds like, Zick, it sounds strange. As in, like, you know, what is this? Another round of stupid, you know, is it bullshit or what is it, you know? Yeah, I won the Battle Royale. Ooh, this is going to be a good harvest here. Yeah, I'll find out about more about this whole thing. It might be something I know about that's called something else, or I don't know. What's your take on it? Did they make a formal announcement about this? Like, is there a press release from... I thought there might be a press release on the APB site, but I didn't look there. I went to the forum. Okay. I'm starting to feel like that the community has completely lost trust in Little Orbit. Just by looking, but the quick glance on the forum. Cool. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't look very healthy to me. None of the postings look positive. Oh, I got you. I see what we're going on here. Yeah, I mean, the more and more and more this goes on, the more Pound looks so right. You know? Everybody gave that guy complete shit for saying what he was saying, but I mean, and some of his stuff is obviously aggressively skewed for the bullcrap he put up with, but I mean, it's hard to say a huge amount of the stuff he talked about, he was right. I mean, Pound is going to have a definite negative view on the whole thing because of, I mean, the whole situation he went through. Where the harassment was ridiculous. Even if it was like not right, even if you felt it was deserving, the duration of the whole thing was ridiculous, and it's against the term of service. That's my problem. Even if you hate Pound, what these people were doing was in direct violation of what you should be allowed to do in the game. And it left a lot of, shitbags still around in the game acting like they can behave that way. And that I definitely blame on Matt. Because the buck stops with him eventually on all this stuff. So yeah, I know what you mean though. Yeah, he aggressively took them on head on, and which is, I understand that too, though, because no one else was. It's just in the end, I feel like it's such a shame for everybody involved because so many people were coming to his stream because it was a place that they felt like they could still be a part of APB and not be a part of the, you know what I mean? The rest of what was going on to their beloved game. But yeah, in the end, anything that's like continually aggressively It's a game, so, you know, you want to see people have some kind of fun and not have such a heartbreak. It would be nice if there was a way that he was still a part of the community just because it was such a big piece of the community. I agree with that completely. The group that's a part of that is just a bunch of trash. I don't know what the hell, man. Yep. And people posing as GMs. There are people creating fake accounts and becoming GMs that are known banned cheaters. And then they go in and all they do is help support the cheaters, and they help support that narrative of nope, just a good player. Yeah, and I don't know that they want that. Little Orbit doesn't want to do that because they know that, you know, people that really care about the game aren't going to put up with the bullshit, and they're going to ban these people, and they're going to demand they be banned from the game, and and then who's going to be playing it? You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what needs to happen. There needs to be a real push to clean up the, you know, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable to do in that game. I'm going to get this son and gun stuck out here, man. I think I'm entering back into the woods in the wrong spot. Yeah, understood. Yeah, I had very little trust in any of those people. And back when, like, they were letting him have some teeth and do something, I remember him coming into, like, Fight Club, and all of a sudden, all these guys couldn't shoot. And then the GM leaves, and it's not 20 minutes, and it all starts back. Yeah, now it doesn't for sure. I have had so many people come to me that say, you know, what is, you know, nobody helps, nobody does anything. If I want to put all this grass in there, you know what, I'm taking it somewhere else. There's enough in there already. Yeah, I'll read through this thing from Matt and see what it says. But for God's sake, you know, I don't know what in the world, how long you can rope a dope, you know? And in the end, like I always keep saying, in the end, it doesn't matter if the game's going to be treated like this because there's nothing architecturally changing that will keep people from acting like morons in the game. Yeah, I think it'll be a. I don't know what there's probably a financially fiscal duration term that they need to keep this thing rolling, and then it'll be one of two scenarios. It'll be, well, we sold the company completely, and then it'll, who knows, or it'll be, well, we gave it a hell of a shot and it's just not going to work out. Thank you for your time and effort. The servers will close in 30 days. I've still got $40 trapped in Armas. The one thing I do know, I can tell you, Zick, is that, yeah, I know, exactly, that's right. I had my fun. I mean, I'm not going to resent the money that spent there or anything, because I did have fun, met some great people, and, you know, I take screenshots and do video clips now, and it's all because it's cool stuff. And it used to be that it was just nothing but trying to help catch the trash. And then they don't really do much about it anyway. So it's like, yeah, I'm in a better, happier place. I don't want to do this, you know, and have it be this murderous mess. Because I think, like we said, I think it's supposed to be fun. And it is a shame, though, because APB is so much fun at times. That thing's going to be busy for a while. Got a pickup truck running. On the downside of that, I'm thinking about picking up a couple sheep here. It's just sitting there letting this thing. Yikes. Guys out of the field at least. Yeah, they have not been a powerhouse for sure. That truck over there is still running. Jesus. Yeah, I think you're right. Everyone does. They have their own view of the game, what it's meant to them, and thing just stops. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of, unfortunately, I think in all that, it's a bunch of weird smoke and mirrors because it all comes back to a game that, it's like we tweaked out the guns or we did whatever. It's like, yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter because, you see people get into these weird discussions about time to kill and all this stuff. And then it's like, it doesn't matter because this dude just shows up with a pistol and wastes everybody in the round. Or whatever, It's like, it's just such a waste of time. And with all of it, it's like you're telling me you can't even introduce bullet drop? Maybe if you put bullet drop in, it would help with some of this crap. That definitely has some level of helping with cheating. God's sakes, it's just stupid. Such as APB, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like that's what I always tell Pound. I'm like, hey, bud, the clowns got what they were asking for, They got a game and an environment that's hateful and nasty, and it's full of a bunch of jerk asses, and now you see these same idiots complaining about their cheats aren't good enough to keep up with the real cheats that are now in the game, that are commercially available that can't be caught. It's unbelievable. And then you go to the forum and it's like, I want to tell you about the sphere. And it's like, okay, how about this? How about you tell us about something worthwhile? Like, jackasses and pistols aren't going to win anymore. We're working on removing some of the obvious cheating. I know he doesn't want to dwell on that, and he is horrible about dealing with it. And it's a problem. If he doesn't want to deal with it, he's got to get somebody else to deal with it. Because it's a huge part of the game, man. And it's funny because you go to Steam and you look at the forums and it's the same old stuff. It's like, don't play it. It's toxic. It's full of cheaters. Just like it was 10 years or 4 or 5 years ago or whatever. Way behind the tin. Okay, this trailer is a nightmare. Up here. Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. It all comes down to the community, and they're just absolutely head in the sand on that. Here to unload, there it is to load. Oh yeah, I think it's easier to load them in this. Thought to do this and throw them in there. Better, way better. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, no decisions were made in the interest of the community. It was in the interest of the idiots that they had on that SPC team. I shouldn't say idiots. I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying. And then, I don't know. It's just the half-assed. Everything is half-assed. Man, do I not like that. And I understand taking the time now to try to not make it so half-assed. I mean, damn, people, how long are you going to take? Oops. God, I was almost out of the truck before that thing hit the ground. No, if that's actually... Yeah, that's not strappable. Ah. I love this Dodge truck, but damn is it loud. Let's turn this thing around this way. Once it's loaded, it's... Yeah, I don't... I don't know what's going on. I'm not going very far. What's the worst that could happen? That name looks familiar to me. That's probably Darlinko or something. Maybe Kimpington can interview Darlinko again and they can talk about how great that tournament was. That was hilarious. Darlinko, I can't believe that you pulled off that stunning 360 whip 7 times in a row with a sniper rifle. It was amazing. I can't believe you switched to the Joker rifle and were able to enter the room and clear it full of 7 people. I've never seen the gun shoot that fast. It's amazing. I don't know. I'm just saying, all those guys, you know. Oh, is he? Or is the person? I have no idea. Oh, okay. That's where I've seen the name. Yeah. Do you have a lot of interactions with them? Oh, boy. That's a bad sign right there. The good people move on. Just saying. You end up, when that happens, you end up, the not so good people stay. And the really good people, the talented people, they're like, this is a pile of trash. I'm moving on. I don't know him personally, but I'm just that's just historically having been involved with application development for 30 years and running large businesses. When I say large businesses, I'm talking about like global development teams from Computer Sciences Corporation. So I've done quite a lot of multi-million-dollar application development. So I know what that's like. I know what the people are like. I know what the personalities are like. I know what the billing is like. I know what the pressure is like from your company. I know all that crap. And I lived it for literally 25 years. Didn't I just put that bale in there? Go in there. I still think it's a very unique game, and I think that you can make just a few changes to it and bring it to life again, and to be visually appealing to new players with some interesting stuff. And then, you basically, I wouldn't spend all the money on this, on cheat protection that doesn't seem to work, and you're just going to have to use your gut and have some common sense and clean the community. And it's really not rocket science. I mean, these idiots raise their hands. You go into a district that has average kills of, I mean, per round, it's like, okay, well, it's a simple spreadsheet. It's like, what weapon are they using? We'll take into consideration their level, and what's our community average? And the thing is freaking, 10 times that. Well, you might want to take a look at them. If it's been around this long, it's worth reviving. Because there's something going on there that is magic. So I think it's definitely well worth reviving. But I don't know if, I don't know if Little Orbit's the company to do so. I think they need like adult supervision. But you know what's funny in all that is the guy with the money is the person who's right is the person writing the check. So, that's the way everything works. So they're, whatever they're doing, somebody's right. I'm getting a lot of grass bales over there quick. My stupid method. Can't believe today's Wednesday already. My in-game clock, once it hits around, I forget what time, the in-game clock speeds up to 80%, 80 times normal runtime. Right now I run it 3 to 5, and then it'll speed itself up. That clean out this. This is just a nice thing to have. I can then feed easier when I get the sheep in here. Well, that's interesting because before, didn't mind the collider at all. Now it sees it. Now it doesn't. That's very interesting. Yeah, I mean, if you think about like Pound's stream is a perfect example of sticking with APB. Once he got out, he went from a major nightmare to a much more healthy, profitable stream that's grown. So, yeah, you literally, unless you're like really tied to the game, streaming that game is mentally unhealthy, and it's also pretty unrewarding from the aspect that Little Orbit does nothing to reward a decent human being streaming the game. Now, they might have other streamers on there that are actively running, I mean, let's just say that they're not even cheating, but they're running terms of service violations right on the Little Orbit channel. It's like, okay, you got some major idiots involved with this. Stand there and defend that. It's, you know what I mean? It's insanity. It's insanity. And I can tell you, I ran APB for quite more time than I care to admit on a 3070, an RTX 3070. It ran great. It has no problems at all. Maxed everything out. It doesn't have performance issues. I mean, other than what the game normally will provide. So the whole bullcrap malarkey about, well, on RTX machines, you really got to... No, you're lying like normal. Do you have it crashing? Now I want to give you a stipulation on that. That is 100% stock. No modifications at all. Not using advanced launcher. Not doing anything. It is completely 100% fresh install from Steam with no modifications whatsoever. Those I don't know what that would be if it's a memory access allocation error or something. Does it like stone cold just boom exit to desktop kind of thing? Okay. Yeah, if it freezes, that's generally something else. I definitely even go as far as saying, because of the state of the game and the way it works and trying to get people involved and all that, is kill everything. There's no advanced launchers. There's no config edits. There's nothing. There's nothing to it. If it's a here's what you need to do is in the game when you select low, that's as low as it goes, baby. That's it. But I notice a stutter when I go to well, that's what the game does, and everyone's going to have that experience, and we're going to work on a few of those things. But you cannot go through and edit the configuration file and then potentially have a little tiny mistake in it or whatever. It's unbelievable what that does to the game. It truly is. They should be preset selectables. Because here, let me say this. There is stupid shit in that game specifically where you will go through, it's 10 years old, and it's had a bunch of people hacking on it. You can go through the game and set up a low res thing, and it will run like shit compared to you running it in medium resolution, because when it's rendering shit in the game, it needs to have like a shadow context in order for it to work properly. So here you've gone and absolutely demolished the look of the game, and it runs worse than if you just chose medium settings, because it's performance tuned around those settings. And when you start creating an environment that the game doesn't understand, that it was not built around to run, that's when that stuff happens. So it's like removing animations of death. Okay, no, that's not how the game was set up. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know when and where that trigger spot happens. And let me tell you, those guys do not either. So I'm just saying that is actually, this engine that I'm running right here, the Giants engine, is another perfect example. I can go, hang on a second. I can go into the configs for this game and turn off the shadows, and it will run like shit. And I'll turn the shadows back to medium, and it runs fine because of the it's a combination of things. But if you don't run it at 1x time, the sky movement and the clock calculator inside needs to calculate the shadows, and it sits there and casts these shadows on and off, on and off, on and off, and it needs to have them there in this resolution for it to work. It's bizarre. It doesn't make conventional sense. Well, here's the other thing about running a 32-bit application at 144 FPS. Don't. It is not built to do it. The internal clock of that application is not built to run at a clock speed that's that high. I don't care what these other guys tell you. I don't care what anybody says. Those apps are not 64-bit apps. It depends on what it is, and it depends on what and how the game is. It works all that math, right, on hit registration and computing and click cycles with the server and the click count at the server side and all that stuff. And when you take the game and you smash it to 144 FPS, you might be getting that on screen, but what's going on under the covers ain't actually happening. It's mathematically, theoretically impossible. So you end up with some really bizarre behavior, just like I'm explaining here with shadows, like the shadow casting off of anything. I was trying to find something with a light. You can see it underneath that truck there and off the side. If you start dicking around cranking the frame rate up to an unbelievable refresh rate, the clock cycle gets out of whack. It creates all kinds of weird problems. You are much, much, much better locking that game at 60 FPS. You won't have dips and you won't have surges. All right. My pill dispenser thingy yelling at me. Anyway, architecturally, that's why clocking and crystals exist. But they you have a lot of guys who don't understand it or don't want to go with crazy refresh rates that the game can't even keep up with. And then complain about stutters. It's like, okay, here's the thing: get your head out of the underneath the config file. All right, stop doing that. Get the game to lock. If you go into the NVIDIA control panel, you can tell it don't exceed a certain FPS. And that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Like, well, I want the most FPS I could possibly get. You don't. That's why the consoles lock stuff at certain speeds. Because you don't get... And the other stuff you see, if you were really to meter and monitor it, you will see your game dip unbelievably. Like, if you're running at 144, you'll see it fall to 9, 8, but you don't see that on the screen. If that makes sense. Anyway, it's a big thing, and I've noticed it with so many people playing, especially when they get competitive and they start doing screen stretching and all that. And it's funny because, like, what was it? One of the top players in Counter-Strike is an Indian dude, and he completely runs stock everything. And it frustrates everybody so much because they're looking for that advantage, you know. Yeah, you want the game to be like rock solid ticking, you know, and 60 FPS. If I notice some people, where did I come onto this too? Even especially with the older version of the Unreal Engine, they would tick it down to like 59 FPS or something to just stay just under the 60, and they had so much more stability. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter at all what you do when you're running the cheat and you run around with the pistol and whack everybody. It doesn't matter. So you can do whatever you want. But if you want to have accuracy and you want to have stability and you want to see some peculiar stutters suddenly go away, let the game run at a clock rate that it can actually compute. You know? Nothing like taking the old Model T out for a spin at 290 miles an hour. But yet I digress. You know what? It's time to put some food in this human being because I'm about to flip out. So, let me do that. Zick, thanks for stopping in, man. It was great talking to you, buddy. Give it a whirl. Try it at a little slower speed and see what it does for you. See if it's any more stable. And I'm going to get to the bottom of some information here with the APB just because I want to. And I will certainly... when I go in, I'll try to make my screen name Gordo is my name. I'll try to do my account that way. I'll look you up. I'll go find out about that today. And I'll do all that kind of stuff because it's fun. But thanks for everybody who did come out, who got a follow or two. And yeah, we'll keep whacking away at this map and have fun. Take care, Zick, and take care, everybody. I'll see you.